Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are playing with a Boros aggro deck featuring Raging Battle Mouse. Man, that's the name of my heavy metal ska fusion band, Raging Battle Mouse. Is he hold up? Is he interesting? Is he as cool as his name and his artwork suggest? Hard to say. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, inventor of the silent Q, Dr. You Can't Suck It. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You can't suck it. Word to your mama. So I am broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters. And believe it or not, I've actually been on vacation for the last week. Yes, you've been watching pre-recorded episodes. Here's my secret. If it gets down to where I'm not showing episodes daily, instead I'm showing them every other day, it's because I am recording daily 1 week and then stretching them out over the course of 2 weeks. That's my secret. I'm back, baby, and this is how I roll. What do we got going on today? We are looking at a Boros aggro deck. Now, here's the deal. Just before I left, over a week ago, I said, I'm going to play some Magic. I'm going to try to try out some new decks. You know what? I found 3 decks that worked really, really well. And this is one of them. But the problem is I don't remember where I got it from. Other than the fact it was called Boros, right? And I changed it to Boros aggro after tiring it out a little bit. So it was just called Boros, which means it wasn't somebody else's deck. It was probably off of the AetherHub. They just name it Boros. It might not even have had a name. I don't know. If I probably would have put Premium Platinum Mythic on it if I would have gotten on the Platinum Mythic list. I don't know where I got it from. But anyways, it has a pretty decent win rate. Pretty big. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be taking a look at it. All right, so thank you. I appreciate being back, and we are going to get back into the swing of things, and we should have daily releases for the foreseeable future. All right, so what do we got today? We're going to take a look at really fast at the cards that are in this deck. Then we're going to talk about what it should do, and then we're going to go out there and crush some hopes and dreams. All right, we've got a guy that gets bigger whenever he attacks with a guy with a bigger power than it, and he can be used to destroy target artifacts and enchantments. This guy does a point of damage to opponents and planeswalkers, and then puts a Popo counter on a creature that you play, and then comes out as a 2/2 with haste. This guy puts out a monstrous roll token on a creature and gives it +2/+0 to the turn, technically giving it a +3/+1 until the end of turn with trample, which is so incredible for its value for a single red. Incredible. I don't like this card, but man, it is all over the place. So I'm assuming its value is also incredible. Let's take a look at it super quick. For 2, you get a 2/2. Great. Plus you get Vigilance. Fantastic. Because it's white, sure, why not? But then whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on this guy, you draw a card. It only triggers once per turn. So this guy's kind of a little bit of a draw card guy. Card draw engine. That's what I was looking for there. Provided you're able to put +1/+1 counters on it. I don't know where you're getting the Popos from. We'll take a look around, see if we find some more Popos coming out. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from Siege Veteran. There we go. All right, Ossification pins down creatures or planeswalkers. This guy gets bigger with the number of non-land permanents you put out, including auras. This guy makes it harder for your opponent to play things that are not creatures, yourself included, though. That's a problem. Anybody. Charming Scoundrel is fantastic. She's got Swiss Army knife things that she can do. Feldon is a hasty 2/2. Whenever it gets killed, if damage is dealt to it, you get to exile that many from the top of your library and play those till the end of your next turn. Raging Battle Mouse is the big thing that attracted me to this deck. So I think its art looks cool. Its name sounds fantastic. But and it's like an anti-Thalia in that it makes it cheaper for you to cast things as long as it's the second spell you cast. Celebration means if you play 2 or more non-land permanents into the battlefield on your Under your control, you get to pass out a Popo until the end of turn to some target creature you have. Well, this is taking me a long time. Sorry. Siege Regiment puts out a Popo at the beginning of combat. Whenever another non-token soldier dies, you put out a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact. Adeline, every time you attack with anything you attack while she's out, you put out a 1/1 white human token that's attacking. And her power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Squee can haste out on a turn and puts out a goblin who's attacking, and you can play it from the graveyard, provided you can sacrifice 4 other cards from your graveyard. We got a nice collection of lands, including the ability to put out 2 1/1 spirited hasty creatures, and the ability to do damage to target attacking or blocking creature, if you felt like. So that's the deck. What are we going to do with it? We are going to be putting out fast, hasty guys, hopefully for as cheap as possible, and then we'll be able to kill them as quickly as we can. Trying to ramp things up. Not a lot of control, not a lot of direct damage, but we'll do the best we can. All right, so before we do, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. I open against LoKyTris. 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 What are we playing here? Anything for 1? Yeah, let's do that. And let's shut that needle nose down. They're always super annoying. Alright, I'm good. We needed to get that white out. I guess I could have paid the 1 life for it. Battle Mouse! You can sit here and try to counter things with your blue. Suckerfish. Target creature I control. Let's give it to him. Sure, why not? I'll go. Well, that's why not, because he doesn't have haste. Sure. All right, so we've got 4. We'll have 5 out in a second. We're racing in like a good mono, like a good aggro deck does. Oh, you're going to steal my guy, huh? Bring it down to 9. The Glut of Lands was not the best thing in the world for us. We'll have another guy next turn. We're going to have more than enough for lethal. Unless he does something, like put my own guy out in front of me. I know what that is. Yeah, burn down the house. All right. All right, he's got lots of mana to get over Thalia at this point, unfortunately. Thalia's good early on, but not later. All right, let's pump, jam, pump it up. Get your body on the dance floor. I don't want a place to stay. Death! You notice how people really don't care about the dudes that they steal. They just put them out, they just get killed, no matter what value they provide. Ooh, what are these nice breadcrumbs? Hello, who's... Ah, it's a witch. And they're back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Alright. Should I bum rush them at this point? I'll get 4 through. Let's do it. He can still only kill 1. That was the wrong one for you to kill as well, is the problem. I think I guarantee at least 2 points to getting through. He still has 4 mana left. Alright, that's not good for me. I can get 1 point through at this point. Win! Monster up, right there. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Victory! Alright, I played against ManaBurn. Used to be a thing. Used to be a thing. The weird part is you used to have to keep track of it. Like, well, was I really going to burn? Did I have mana too much left over? That kind of stuff. You had to keep it in your head. And then at the end of the turn, you would take it. Because I don't remember being a phase thing. You know, you just, all throughout the game, you just keep that stuff in your pot. Maybe we weren't playing it right. You know, it was the olden days. Alright, my only creature. This is cost 4 to put out. Ooh, this guy's playing mono red aggro as well. Well, I'll be able to ossify something. He decides to shoot the Regal Bunnicorn. Might be a good choice, though. Yep, there you go. And another. Go get him, etching. I guess pretty badass for just being something that's scrawled in the side of a vase. Alright, for playing mono red, you're kind of being slow, my friend. Yoink! And you are going to be pumped! Down to 11. We got 2 more dudes coming out and a third. So that's, what is that? 4 more on top of the 5 we've already got. Getting this up to potentially throwing down 9 next turn. He's got to play defense as a mono red aggro deck. It's not in their wheelhouse. We'll take a point of damage off of her death. Oh, you shoot me down. That's not good. Things have gotten pretty bleak. Alright, I'm going to Thalia it. It's fine. That'll help pin him down just a tiny bit. And I'll wait on that because I want to use this for the 2 spirits. Alright, Thalia can kill. Use chick, I don't care. Yeah, it was a bad move on your part. First strike, babes. Alright, let's get out there, ladies. Alright, what else? Alright, it's down to 2. We got a whole board full of stuff. If you burn the board right now, that would be really bad for me. It looks like he doesn't have that capability. He's only got 3 mana left. We got a Thalia out. That's going to pin him ability to do. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You can only do 3. And here we go. Training! Oh, he didn't even get an opportunity to use all that righteous knowledge he'd been studying up on. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Modina. No, I am not playing with this. Mulligan. Alright, we'll keep that, and we'll get rid of the duplicate there. Nothing to do in the first turn. You know, this is the one I can't stand because I hate the way that she looks at her fingernails. The green one's not so annoying. Alright, starting off a little slow. That's because I'm hoping just... he's just going for it. Just picking him off. Yeah, and that wasn't going to help him regardless. Let's give Squee something to do. Shoot him for 2, that'd be nice. Alright, put them both onto Squee. There you go. Monstrous Rage. Perfect. That's the kind of trick I needed to get past. This guy's running out of tricks is his deal. What do I got in here? 4. Big enough to do it otherwise? Let's take a look. Nope, not yet. There we go. I will know next turn. Alright, it's down to 13. Dance for me, baby. He still has that man land up there. I don't think he's noticed it. Alright, there he goes. Man land on the way. Alright, Squee, let's pick out all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All attack. Down to 7. Okay, play all my next 2. That'll be fine. Hopefully I don't die this turn. Alright, I think I win. Is he just going to give up? Is he going to potty pants it? Totes, my goats. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Igni. Named after the type of rock. Igneous. Alright, 1, 2, 3. I like that. Keep. I want to play out this white out first. We get out the Charming Scoundrel on our next turn. Pump her up. All in, pumping up the other dude. And we're slamming it down. Alright, next turn is Squee, unless things go horribly, horribly wrong. We'll see what that'll be. So I've put out the Siege Veteran. I can pump up the Charming Scoundrel, which will get both my guys bigger than that. So that will be our next choice now. All in, trading up. Alright, so this guy, what is he playing? It's nothing so far. If he's playing mono white like humans or soldiers, he's well behind the curve. Alright, we just got the constant oppressive pressure placed by our deck. He's down to 6. He's got to wipe the board. He just got another guy. Alright, so there's our real pressure right there. These other guys are a little slow is the problem. Regal Bunnicorns could be cool, but I just don't see it. I mean, as far as, you know, you got to get at least one more blocker out. Looking at my hand. I could pay a 2 extra for anything. Let's make her bigger. And we win. In your face, Charlie Brown. In your face. Alright. Playing against madroxpb. Madroxpb. Keep. I'm not particularly a fan of a needle nose. Did I shut that thing off? Nope, there we go. Alright. This is slow. That's just white. There's a red. In for 1. Alright, so turn 3 is going to get us into that slow, so nothing. Unless we pull a better land than that. So it's either going to be the duelist or it's going to be Squee that picks up that extra 1. Looks like it's going to be the duelist. I could put it on the battle mouse. I got to put something out. That's all there is to it. Question is, will he attack? He wills. He wills do it. No blocks. And we get another guy. And we get another guy. And we get another guy. Down to 10. Alright, he's going to exile out our pal Squee. Okay, can we kill what we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough. We just need to kill some stuff off here. 6 can be turned into 7, 8, 9. Alright, I'm going to ossify our friend right here. This is still a nice trick card we'll hold on to. Put this guy out. Monstrous Rage is the trick card I'm talking about. Is we can play it as an instant. He's down to 7. We got more than enough to kill him. It's looking really good. The fact that he didn't wipe the board was really good. Alright, so you can block 2 of them. Let's assume it's the top 2. Which means we're going to get in through 4, 5, 6, 7. We just got it to win. We're full. Let's just take it down. Our trick's going to do it. wherever he doesn't block. There you go, man. Good game. The game's over. And we win. Winner, winner, victory, dinner. Here we are with Boros Aggro. It was a really good deck. Let's see, what was our win rate on this thing? We ended up with a 71% there. So, yeah, it was a good deck. I could tell you, you know what it felt like? It felt like a Platinum Mythic deck list. It was lacking in any sort of like, it felt like control. Sometimes you just like, they just overpower you and there was nothing you could do about it. That's the way it is with Platinum Mythic. It's not usually very well rounded. They're very, very focused on like one thing, and it either works or it doesn't. As long as it works like at least 2/3 of the time, then it's a winner deck. And that's what this deck felt like to me. It felt like it was definitely the kind of deck you want to take ranking with you. But it wasn't like a lot of fat to it, any sort of thing you can kind of grip into and really work well. There was a few tricks, you know, it was all right, but definitely felt like a competitive deck that didn't have as much fun wrapped into it as you'd hope. Let's see. So let's get this thing. Who was the MVP, the most valuable player of this deck? The one I kept looking for. Here's mine. It was Adeline and Squee were the two that I was really hoping for. They're both very cheap. They both put out extra dudes each turn. Those were the guys that really were the most valuable players in my opinion. They were cheap. They're also the most expensive cards in here. But at 3, this is completely an aggro deck. You know, the card that I think really did very well, Charming Scoundrel obviously has a Swiss Army knife of effects that you can use. That is a joy to have around, is to have options, especially at that cheap level right there. The other one, Raging Battle Mouse. I haven't really played with it before. I enjoy the art. I enjoy the idea of like some sort of mouse going crazy on people. The fact that the second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less, and the fact that everything in here costs like 3 or less means that these things at most would cost 2. You know, there's a lot going on there. You could play a lot with Raging Battle Mouse coming out. Well, at least, you know, your second card, let's put it that way. Two cards. Plus his Celebration is not bad at all. Putting out that positional +1/+1, you know, that might be the thing that wins the game for you, that extra point. It was an interesting card. You got it. He's the guy you got to think about. He's the guy you got to pay attention to. All right, so was this deck competitive? At 71%, yes, this is a competitive deck. Absolutely. I felt this was a Platinum Mythic deck. I thought this was a deck you're going to go ranking with. It's an aggro deck. You know, I'm always surprised that they just don't have the defense. Sometimes they don't have any sort of control. This deck felt that way to me. There was a little bit going on. You had ossification, only 2 of them though. You didn't have any direct damage whatsoever. Kumano does a single point of damage to planeswalkers. This is really, it's 100% about being aggro. And you know what? That pays off. It pays off more times than it doesn't. So it is definitely a competitive deck. Number 2, was this a fun deck? Well, if you enjoy just raging at people and throwing creatures out and not really worrying about controlling what they're doing too much, yeah, this was a fantastic deck. I could say, for me, who is, in my very heart, a raging goblin, the aggroness of it was delightful. It was a fun deck. Yeah, it was fun just throwing down and going to town. I'm going to say the other part, which is more interesting. Let's just go ahead and put that off till we get to interesting. So was this an interesting deck? Well, it's surprising how fastly that came about. Was this an interesting deck? What was interesting about it was playing with the new cards from the Wilds of Eldraine, specifically Raging Battle Mouse. I've been eyeballing this guy lately. I think he looks pretty good. I like his cost. The fact that he makes things cheaper. He's like an anti-Thalia kind of, you know, like the opposite of Thalia with making things cheaper for you. It's only 1 card. But still, that's a decent card, your second card, being able to play that. The fact that he puts out an additional +1, not, it's not permanent, it's just till the end of the turn. But that Popo, it helps out a lot sometimes. So Raging Battlemouse made it interesting. We got the Charming Scoundrel in there. Who else was new? Monstrous Rage. This guy's all over the place right now. I'm sure you've seen it because the fact that for a single, I could see putting putting Monstrous on something and that being 1. The fact that it gives you +2/+0 until the end of turn as well and an instant, that makes this card so incredible, so much value. So anyways, but it's only 3 cards. It's not a lot. This is a fairly standard Boros deck as it is. So, and then also, there's not a lot going on. There's a little bit of tricksiness, just the tiniest fractions of it, where mostly it's about Monstrous Rage putting it out at the right time, because you can play that in an instant. The fact that if you play Raging Battle Mouse, that you're able to get that to help pay for your next card that's coming out. Bunnicorn grows a little bit. It's just a tiny bits of stuff in there. So yeah, I'd say this is not the most interesting deck. It's not around there for the big brain people. This is really just an aggro deck going aggro on people. So I'm not going to say, no, it's not really an interesting deck. It's definitely a good attempt to play something in the Wilds of Eldraine meta, and it is definitely a competitive deck. So I'd say absolutely hold on to this thing. So let's count it up. Is this deck competitive? Absolutely. Is it fun? Yeah. If you are an aggro player, this is a deck for you. Is this deck interesting? Nah, not really. Not really. So I'm going to give this, see, competitive goes such a long way on this grading scale. I'm still going to give this thing a solid A, straight across the board. It is definitely something that you want to keep around because a lot of times you just want to win. You just want to win sometimes. And you just want to play a nice, simple deck that is going to just rip into somebody and make them fight. This is that deck. This is totally that deck. So, straight A, solid deck. That means I get to say, if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.